Hi, my name is Jake Rosellis, and this is my debate number 5, Clash of Civilizations. I think if we're looking at it from an international perspective, the world is experiencing an intense clash of civilizations, but not only in the traditional sense, which relates to the Westphalian system of the state. However, we're also seeing a clash of civilizations in domestic policy as well as foreign policy. I think what's most intriguing is that you have the traditional aspect of civilizational clash. Now we can look at it from the lens of 9/11 and say we definitively have a clash of civilizations which operate under different religious backgrounds, as in the Taliban considered the United States to be utterly different than what it considered to be a coherent method of operation. Whereas, domestically speaking, you can have people within the same nation state who, at the same time, have very different ideals about what constitutes benefit for the country in relation to other groups. Now, for example, you can have a group of voters in a country that is more apt to look at what happened in a nation's past to determine what best course of action would be necessary for the future. You could, however, have additionally voters that look more towards the future in building a dynamic and diverse economy rather than those that look towards the past. Now, those are different perspectives. And can those be considered a clash in and of themselves, a clash of two different civilizations, irrespective of domestic boundaries? Now that's something I find interesting. Now, to relate it back to the more traditional model, a clash of civilizations I think is happening right now because you've got many different nations that have differing historical, religious, cultural, and linguistic backgrounds that are having problem issues just attaining cultural cohesion in a manner that is conducive to global pluralism and multilateral engagement. Now, for example, you have the whole Brexit deal. Now, Brexit, Article 50 of the Treaty of the European Union, was triggered in 2016 largely due to the fact over Britain's perceived insecurities with domestic power attributed to immigration, among other things, immigration being the chief concern among them, and how they were able to enforce their domestic policy within that broader context. And so I think that this clash we're seeing is different groups having difficulty understanding that the world is moving forward within a broader and pluralistic sense, that are having difficulty accepting, coming to terms with the fact that this clash of civilizations is only going to be exacerbated if action is not taken to develop more advanced outcomes and structures of integration and global integration. That's why I think neoliberal institutionalism, as we discussed in the course, is critical to improving upon the groundwork that organizations such as the WTO or the European Union or the UN have coined in the 21st century in order to build upon a more cohesive structure of international relations that will benefit the majority of people within the world.